This site is the former rain tree garden. We acquired it some 1.5 years ago. What attracted me is very central and yet very quiet and serene. This within walking distance to the MRT. It's got a very natural setting with mature rain tree by the waterfront. And what's more important is got this 200 meters of river frontage, which is very rare.
The first thing that I was drawn through were the rain trees. And after the rain trees, then I saw the river. I think it will be a nice stretch of residential development. So it has got a very nice, generous promenade where people will be able to use, and that they can cycle, they could actually jog in the mornings and evenings.
For UOL, whenever we pick a site like this or we pick any site, we like to see that we can deliver a positive outcome for Singapore. Our desire is to attract people who are looking for healthy, well-balanced lifestyle. Really like a tree planted by the river. That's why we call this project the Tre Ver.
As you arrive at the Tre Ver, you will be greeted not just with a very lush garden and an arrival court. You will find a cascading waterfall as a center element. This is to tell people this is a different development. This is one that embraces the context, the Kallang River. It embraces what it's like to live in the tropics and to be in Singapore. Under the rain trees, we created this rain tree valley. And this is a wonderful community space where we will have almost all sorts of community amenities, from sort of play areas to sort of pavilions where you could have a rest, a read, a quiet time, and also barbecue areas. And you can almost cycle up from the Kallang River, from the park connector up to this level. On the 8th level, we have what we call the sky loft, which is normally the top of the podium level. But in this case, this is the top of the garden blocks. And this is where we are elevated above the rain trees. I think rain trees are beautiful. They provide that umbrella and the shade for you. But if you want to get to see the city, you kind of need to be above that. And I think on the skyloft gives you a nice sense of openness. So you actually tend to see above all the community spaces, all the rain trees into the distance. So I think we try to think of how people would want to use the development, from being able to sit in a lush, quiet area to one where we can actually have a bigger party. I think this is something that will feel quite generous and very exceptional in the Tre Ver. The other architectural expression that we also use is very similar to the one that we have used here in Park Royal Pickering, where we wanted to extend the landscape into the buildings. So you won't see a podium block where you would see hard edges and all that, but you actually see the natural ground level, the natural landscape of the Kallang River and the river walk sort of stepping up gradually into the building itself. So you won't see so much expression of a building, but you actually see a wonderful landscape that the buildings are sitting on.
We envision for each and every site, we want to have the opportunity to build this city. And to realize this vision, we need to have creative mind with the same aspiration as us. WoHa and UOL has worked together for more than 15 years. We have explored and executed many new concepts together. We hold very similar aspiration. We like to make city livable. We like to create great built environment for Singapore.
A nice characteristic of UOL is that they do appreciate innovative, good designs. And I think this is something, as architects, we are very, very pleased to find a partner that we can actually explore designs and do quality projects. With UOL, we were able to not only do good developments, good built environment, good spaces for people, we could also do impressive quality architecture that becomes landmarks and an icon.
For the Tre Ver, this is a residential project in which we really try to create what we call the best in class for greenery, bringing another component with WoHa of community living. I think when you curate it in a natural setting like the Tre Ver with layers of green going up, interesting water body, the V15 block, I think you will come forth as a very fresh prototype for high-rise residential development in Singapore.